Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. Today we're talking about LeBron James' comments regarding Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors. According to LeBron James, Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors only because of the fact that Kevin Durant wanted to defeat him. He wanted to beat me, quote unquote. This is LeBron's quotes. He wanted to beat me. Now, when you think about this closely. LeBron James is kind of trying to insinuate that Kevin Durant went to the Warriors just specifically for him, or the Warriors scouted Kevin Durant just for LeBron. And to me, that's very comical and funny because, like, Durant's decision, you're saying that he made the decision because he thought about you specifically in mind. You know, the thing is, you got to understand, LeBron James and Kevin Durant don't have a rivalry because LeBron James is way more successful in his NBA career than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, in the past 6-7 years, he's only been to one NBA Finals. LeBron James has been to 6 straight NBA Finals, 7 in his entire career. So for LeBron James to say, like, he's trying to beat you, it's not like every year you've been facing off. You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron James and Stephen Curry have way more of a rivalry than Kevin Durant and LeBron James. Kevin Durant and LeBron James only faced off one time in the NBA Finals. So I don't think his decision was solely based because he had you in mind. And that's kind of the problem with LeBron James. This is like his Achilles heel. He's a great player. He's a great humanitarian. But sometimes his cynicism and him trying to be sarcastic or trying to show people up, it doesn't go well with him. It doesn't go well with his nature, and it's motivation and fuel for other teams. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're saying stuff like that, you're just showing everybody like why like a lot of people just don't really mess with you. Like, he has a lot of fans, he has a lot of haters, and this is why. Because he's so polarizing. He's willing to say some outlandish statements that have nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just take a trip down memory lane, all right? So, if Kevin Durant joined the Warriors to beat you, who did you join the Miami Heat to beat? Okay? So, if memory serves me correct, LeBron James had a tough time getting past the Celtics. Everybody remember that. Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, KG, and Rondo. They had a hard time getting past them. Even, I think it was a year before or a year after, LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Finals, I believe, they lost to the Orlando Magic with Dwight Howard, Michael Petrus, Matt Barnes. You remember that team. And Hito Turkoglu. Hito Turkoglu was a huge catalyst for that. So who did you team up to beat? Was it one player or did you team up to beat a team? And that's kind of what I want everybody to understand. The reason why Kevin Durant really joined the Golden State Warriors because he felt like he couldn't get out of the West. The West was hard for him. Even last year, they were up 3-1, and they blew a 3-1 lead. So that completely shook his confidence in staying in Oklahoma City because he couldn't get anybody else to step up for him. And now, like, you look at the Warriors, they had people step up in that series. Klay Thompson stepped up. Curry finally, here and there, he could step up here and there. But they had certain individuals that came up and stepped up. And that's pretty much why he's doing it, because he couldn't get past the Warriors or great teams or the Spurs, or so to speak. See what I'm saying? That's the main reason. Like, and it's the same reason for LeBron. Like, LeBron was tired of losing. He was tired of getting knocked out and yada, yada, yada. So he left. You see what I'm saying? He left. I mean, don't you forget, LeBron went to the NBA Finals with Cleveland. Kevin Durant went to the NBA Finals with OKC. They both lost when they went. LeBron got swept. Kevin Durant almost got swept. So pretty much, Kevin Durant is just following the blueprint laid out by LeBron James, which is, you know, if you can't make it this way, you could form a team or whatever. Kevin Durant just took it to the extreme and said, if you can't beat him, join him. He took, like, people say it's different. In my opinion, it's not a different thing. Because they're saying, oh, you went to the team that beat you. But going to a team that's stacked, period, and you're a great player, it devalues you in my eyes. Like, when LeBron went to Miami, that devalued him in my eyes because it's just like, dude, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because you're pairing up with people in their prime. Like you're in your prime, Wade's in their prime, whatever the case is. But he's basically taking a page out of LeBron's book and he's writing it even better by going to the Golden State Warriors. That's all it is. And people might not like the move. Like, I don't like the move. I don't like when LeBron did it. But it is what it is. Like, it's the same result, though. What's the result? A super team is formed. LeBron did what he did, a super team was formed. Kevin Durant did what he did, a super team was formed. So, when people say that when Kevin Durant goes to the Warriors is a testament to LeBron James' greatness, no, it's not. It's a testament to the Golden State Warriors' greatness. Because not only were they able to come back from, or not even that, I'm not even going to say they were able to come back because the Oklahoma City Thunder collapsed. Just like the Warriors collapsed in the finals, Oklahoma City Thunder collapsed in the Western Conference Finals. There's no excuse to go up 3-1 and lose. Like, there's no excuse. Same thing with the Golden State Warriors. Even though there was extenuating circumstances, they could have had one of those bench guys go for like 10 points and they would have won the NBA Finals any of those games. So there's no excuse. But it's a testament to the greatness of the West because Kevin Durant felt like I have a great team. We're good. Me, Westbrook are good. We just don't have enough. Him saying we don't have enough is not because he lost to LeBron James in the NBA Finals. That has nothing to do with it. It has to do with we had a 3-1 lead against the defending champions and we couldn't close them out. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's lost time and time again in the West. He hasn't been to the NBA Finals since 2010, 2011. It's been 6 years. See what I'm saying? It's been 6 years. So he's looking at his career. He's like, you know what? If I can't beat them, I'm going to join them because these guys in the most recent years, they've been to the finals back-to-back. You see what I'm saying? And they're 1 for 2. Maybe if I go with them, I could go back-to-back. Maybe I could go 1 for 2. I could go for 2 for 2. I could go 3 for 3. So it's not necessarily like when LeBron says this is, and people say it's a testament to his greatness, and you know the Warriors felt like they had to go out and get Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's a free agent. Who doesn't want Kevin Durant? Don't tell me like if the Cleveland Cavaliers couldn't find a way to get Kevin Durant and kind of keep their team intact, they wouldn't do it. If the Cleveland Cavaliers could get Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Kyrie Irving together, you don't think they would do it? Please. If you could do it, think about this. Let's just say you're a GM. If you could do it, you wouldn't do it? You would just say, oh, no, you know, we had all these, we're 73-9, we don't need anybody else. Cut it out. Even if you go 82-0, you're still going to want to bring in the best players. It is what it is. You're still going to scout. You're still going to take them to the dinners. You're going to do whatever the case is because everybody felt like it was such a long shot. And then guess what? He went there and everybody shot when they shouldn't be. So it's just a natural progression of things. Durant wasn't happy. He was tired of losing. And it's pretty much, he's following his daddy's path, like if you want to call it like that. If people want to say, I don't think LeBron's responsible for his decision to go to Golden State, but I think LeBron inspired him to go to Golden State because he's like, well, hey, if the best player in the world could do it, you know what I'm saying? If I'm the second or third or whatever the case, best player in the world, damn right, I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he won, and that's what I want to do. I want to win. So everybody with all this talk and everything is bugging out. But back to LeBron James. Sometimes it's like this. You got to learn how to tame your tongue. And like they say, pride always comes before the fall. You're very prideful and then you fall. And I feel like when the LeBron lost that finals against the Golden State Warriors and, you know, he was going crazy. Like they were up 2-1. Game 4 was on their floor. What did he do? He had like 20 points. Same thing, Game 4. When the Warriors went up 3-1, a lot of people won't say this. LeBron only scored like 20-something points. He was very like unaggressive, and everybody was like calling him out, like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong?" Nobody wants to talk about that, but you gotta understand this: you can't talk as if you've never lost or these people are just keying in on you, because it's just like you're just giving them ammunition to come for your head. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's not like you have pristine career. Everybody's like, we only count 2 of LeBron's losses. No. History doesn't count like that. It doesn't work like that. He's lost 4 NBA Finals. So when you say somebody's forming up a team to beat you, no, they're not forming a team to beat you. You've been beat before. You've lost 4 NBA Finals. So that's far from the case. I think he needs to really, really relax on this, because you got to understand, the finals that LeBron James has won, he's only had one dominant team in the NBA Finals, and that's when they beat the Thunder. They beat them 4-1. Against the Spurs, they went 7 games. Against the Warriors, they went 7 games. All the other finals that he's lost, they've gotten dominated, so to speak. This first one against the Spurs, dominated. Okay? All right, moving on. Then they lose to the Mavericks. They were up. They were about to go up 2-1. Bam. They get dominated by Dirk and all of them. Dirk went crazy. Like, Dirk had a crazy year that year. He was killing everything. He killed my Lakers. He killed everybody. All right, you lost in 6 games. First Spurs, you lost in 5 games. All right, then you lose to the Spurs again. You lose to the Spurs in 5 games again. Then you lose to the Warriors in 6 games. So, like, every finals besides that one against OKC, you've won by the skin of your teeth. Like, just barely eked it out. Like, think about this. If the Warriors if anybody in the Warriors scores 4 more points or whatever the case is, that series is over, period. See what I'm saying? So, like, let's not act like your teams have been so dominant and it's just like you're unbeatable in the finals. That's not the case. Like, that's far from the case. That's far from the case. You know what I'm saying? So that's just very odd for him to do that. And it's just like, I feel like he's setting himself up for something that he's not going to be ready for. Because a healthy Warriors team, they would have closed that series out in 5. They would have closed that series if barring injury and anything with what's his name, with Draymond Green and Bogut and everything, they would have closed that out in 5 or 6 games. In my opinion, I think they could have closed it out. There's no way to tell. Like, we can't tell. You know, we don't want to take away what Cleveland did, but honestly speaking, you can't act as if you swept the Warriors this past NBA Finals. Like, don't do that. And don't set your team up for failure doing that. That's the worst thing he could possibly do. You know, his arrogance is really gonna come to a head, because he's in the prime of his career right now. Like, to me, he was in his prime in Miami, but like now he's like in the mature stage of his career. Can't jump as high, but he could turn it on when he needs to. Sometime when you need to turn it on, it just won't come on, and you're gonna have to eat your words. And I feel like this season, he's gonna have to put the pedal to the metal. I don't think he could like fall back and coast anymore. Like, because if he does that, it's gonna be tough for him. Because even if you make it to the finals coasting and then you try to go all out, it's like if you go against the Warriors, if all that stuff you've been saying, if they've been kind of keeping up with it, they're gonna go even 10 times tougher. And they were up 3-1 and they blew it. I don't think they're gonna blow it this time. It's just like when the Spurs lost 7 games to Miami. They came back and they whacked Miami like to death. It was like it wasn't even comp. It wasn't even competition. And that's just the thing. Like, you can't be that conceited to the point where you think every move is made to have you in mind. Like, it has nothing to do with it. The reason why Kevin Durant went to Golden State Warriors is simply this. He wants to go to multiple NBA Finals. He wants to win multiple championships. He wants an easier path to the NBA Finals. He doesn't want to have to face the Golden State Warriors that has everybody in their prime. And, Curry has Thompson. And then he has Draymond Green. Then he has Andre Iguodala coming off the bench. Like, he has, like, guys behind him. Kevin Durant only had Russell Westbrook behind him. He didn't have, like, consistent play from other players. That being said, that's what he wants. He wants an easier path. He's just following what LeBron did. When LeBron went to Miami, he just wanted an easier path to the finals. That's all he wanted. Just wanted an easier path to the finals. Same thing when he went back to Cleveland. He went back to Cleveland because he wanted a younger player. Wade was aging out. Boom. Then he goes back to Cleveland. They're like, okay, we're going to build. We're going to build. They get rid of Wiggins. They get a power forward in Kevin Love. So already the shapings of the team were already made for LeBron to have an easier path to the final. That's all. When LeBron does what he does because he just wants the clearest shot to the NBA Finals. That's why he's been to 7. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with one player. You just want multiple chances to get to the dance, and if you get there multiple times, you know you're gonna win 1 or 2. You know, unless you're like the Buffalo Bills with Jim Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but we're not gonna talk about that. So Durant wanted the easiest path to the finals. He wanted the path of least resistance. Where can you go to get that? Defending champs. That's where he went. Same thing with LeBron James. Like, a lot of people are like, well, LeBron James didn't join the Celtics, yada, yada, yada. I don't even think back then with the contracts, I don't even think that would even be possible unless everybody took less money and things like that. I don't think they were going to do that up there. But if he wanted to, he could have went there. It is what it is. But he wanted to join guys younger in their prime. Like Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, they weren't in their prime years. Like, they were like towards the tail end of their career. And that's why they all formed like that. What LeBron did was saying, like, I want to come up with some young guys so we can have multiple chances and we're all in our prime. And that's what Kevin Durant is doing. It's all the same game, just kind of like different chess moves and a little bit of different players and different circumstances. But it's all for the same goal, multiple chances at NBA Finals. Kevin Durant's move doesn't have anything to do with LeBron James in mind. You see what I'm saying? Because I feel like if Durant would have went to the NBA Finals, they would have still lost. So then he would still have to like leave OKC because that Cleveland team was a much better team than the OKC team. So if anything, the reason why this man made this move, and I'm gonna tell you again, is to have easier path to the finals. He didn't want to deal with Golden State anymore. Think about this. Every time you come up against a team, you had them by the neck, 3-1. You needed one game and you couldn't pull it out. So what does that make you think? You're like, oh man, I can't do it, can't beat them. Like the Golden State Warriors, they don't have that stigma when it comes to the Cleveland Cavaliers because they beat the Cavaliers 2 years ago. See what I'm saying? And they blew them up by 30 in the regular season. Like, they've beaten that team before. They were up 3-1. They don't have that stigma. Kevin Durant has that stigma because since 2010, 2011, he hasn't been to the NBA Finals. And that's what you got to understand. Like, that kills you. And then when they lost to the Spurs like 2 or 3 years ago, when the Spurs beat the Heat, they couldn't win. Like, he just feels like they can't win together. That's why they got to go their separate ways. And who else better to go to than the Warriors? He's not going to go to San Antonio. He's not. Wow. Nobody's going to go to San Antonio. Popovich is too serious. He's too strict and everything like that. So why would he do that? He's not going to do that. So that being said, that's why he did what he did. LeBron kind of needs to taper this off. He needs to stop with this. Like, he's not 6 for 6. He's not 5 for 7. He's 3 for 4. Saying like those 4 losses, they make you humble yourself. Like, you're the best small forward in the game, but you stack the deck. He's the best small forward ever play. Let's just say that. But he stacked the deck in his favor so many times. It's like, okay, you stacked the deck and you still lost 4 of them. So what is there to say like to beat you? You've been beat before. Like, you've been beat before. Like, everybody focuses on LeBron's individual finals. Like, they make it seem like his team was so crazy. Like, they were never in peril, never in distress. Like, his teams have been in distress. His teams have been in peril, and they've lost. And when he's won, it's not like they blew teams out, from the gate to the finish, swept. His teams has never swept anybody in NBA final, like nothing like that. So I think we just need to he needs to pump his brakes with that. It's good to be confident. It's good. You're the best player in the world. I don't think anybody really can dispute that because when you have him, you automatically going to the finals. And that's why all those polls, it's kind of weird. They'll say who would you start a team with? And I'm like, just start it with LeBron. He's gonna get other players to come play with him. So that's not the problem. The issue is when you come to the fact that you think this man's move was about you when he can't even get out the West. He's not even thinking about you right now. He can't get it out the West right now. He hasn't been out giving it out the West in 6 years since James Harden and Ibaka was on the team. Like, think about that. Think about how old we are now and when did that happen? How old you were back then? Just think about that. I don't even remember. I think I was like 24 or 23. I was 22, 23, something like that. You're that young. So he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about getting out of the West. And he's thinking about owning the West to get multiple championships. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh, he wouldn't go to the East to play with the Knicks. Let me do a little question for you. Knicks or the Golden State Warriors? Which one are you gonna go to? Knicks or the Miami Heat? Miami Heat or the Golden State? Isn't it a no-brainer? People are just so funny to me. They're like, it kills the competition, yada yada yada. But your goals gotta be different. He's never won anything before in terms of championships. If you win a championship in OKC or anywhere else, like, then it will be like even crazier, like even more blasphemy. He's never won, and he's tired of losing, so he's just gonna do what's best for him. Same thing with LeBron. LeBron did what was best for him at the time. He was tired of losing to the Celtics, tired of losing to Orlando. When they lost to Orlando, the dude took off his jersey. Like, are we gonna really act like certain things didn't happen? So let's pump our brakes. LeBron James, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it, because you got to defend your championship, and I think this year is going to be very important for Cleveland. It's going to be very important for Cleveland because this is like if it's like another rematch, which the NBA tends it to be, because the NBA is like WWF, and LeBron is the WWF king right now. He has the belt right now. You know what I'm saying? If they do that, and he gets back to the finals, and if he loses, then you can't use that excuse like, well, they had a super team and that's the only way they could beat me. Like, that's not true. You've lost before. You've had super teams before. You've lost with super teams. That's not the case. So if you've been talking all the season and you lose, just remember these words. They did this to beat me. When in all reality, it wasn't even about you. It wasn't even about you. But now you're making it about you, and now you're gonna have a big price to pay. Which I know he could pay. He could do it. He beat the Warriors before, but extenuating circumstances that a lot of people won't mention. So I just want to see them play each other. No BS. No suspensions. No injuries. I want to see them go toe to toe. No nothing, like no excuses, because the first championship Warriors won, people made excuses. They said it didn't count, yada yada. Now this one, people feel like it's tainted because people got suspended, people got injured. So now this one, don't tell me, well, they had Durant this time, yada yada. Like, it is what it is. Play the game how it's meant to be played. If this is a testament to his greatness, then he's just gonna beat them. It doesn't matter. But like I said, LeBron James is not unbeatable in the finals. Nobody's unbeatable in the finals unless your name is MJ. All right? This is Vlad from Hoops Junction. Hoops meets Hoopla. Peace.